You can't fuck with Red Glove on this war state. How about that?
I ain't really changed, it's the same old rebel, still a radical. I'm passionate, it's just another level. AT told me I should fight back, they don't like that. Just know if you rock the boat, you better have a life raft. BJ told me I should fight back, they don't like that. Just know if you rock the boat, you better have a life raft.
What up, everybody in the YTBC? Hope everybody's doing well. So before I get into the topic of the video, just want to go ahead and say thank you for everybody who checked out my video yesterday. If you haven't checked it out, please do. I put in a lot of work into that video. It's basically just a parody of Bohemian Rhapsody. I titled it Undisputed Rhapsody. It's a parody about the Undisputed talks. A lot of focus on Bob Arum, and I'm really proud of it. So please, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and check it out. If you have checked it out, please do me a favor and share it, because I normally don't ask you guys to share my shit, but in that particular case, between writing and editing everything together, I did put a lot of work into it. So I would like to get as many views on that as possible. Now, I'm probably going to keep my content a little bit more simpler for the time being. Like I said, I'm still acclimating to editing for other people, and with that will come with time. I'll become more efficient, and then I'll be able to put a little bit more creativity into my own videos. But for the time being, you're probably not going to see a lot of the intros or whatnot, unless somebody like Mark or someone else says some really profound shit to I don't want to say sell a fight, but like promote a fight. Then I might do that, because it shouldn't be too difficult to put something together somewhat simple, but at least a little bit of creativity into it. But other than that, probably not going to see a whole lot of that on my channel for the time being. Now, unless that video ends up being something like Undisputed Rhapsody, I'm probably going to do a little bit more parodies, because they are fun. It's fun to take a song that I grew up listening to, change the words to it, apply it to whatever's going on in boxing or the boxing community, and just have fun with it. So that's probably what I'm going to do for the time being. Probably just going to be more like this format. I would say maybe one funny video once a week. Eventually I want to get back to doing the boxing memes. It's just that takes a lot of work. When I was doing boxing memes, I was collecting shit all week, and then putting it together Thursday night, having it ready for Friday morning. So that is a lot of that's a task in itself, and I'm not going to be able to do that while I'm doing my Red Glove Media. So for those of you who don't know, Red Glove Media is just a little side hustle that I got, where if you got intros or outros that you want to pay me to make, you can reach out to me. Currently, I'm not taking on any new customers, because I already have. I've got 1/3 of what I've already been given done. Working on the other 2/3, and then I already have another customer lined up. So I'm hoping that all this work that I am getting will prepare me to be a little bit more efficient. That way I can get shit done on that side, but also get shit done on this side. So I thank each and every one of y'all for bearing with me. Now let's go ahead and get into the topic of the video. Big congratulations to Virgil Ortiz on his win over Maurice Hooker. He stopped him. Maurice Hooker took him the furthest that anybody else has. So good on him. Maurice Hooker, he hurt his hand, and I mean, it is what it is. The aftermath with the booing, and he was like flicking off all the fans. I mean, it is what it is, man. I think that was more of an in the moment thing, and this shit has been happening a lot lately, where fans boo somebody. And the reality is this, I mean, if he hurt his hand, you can't expect the guy to keep fighting. I understand, he basically gave up, but at the same time, this is their profession. Would it make more sense for him to keep fighting? It's a sport where you have to use your hands. His hand is hurt. Would it make sense to continue to hurt that hand and possibly end your career? No, it doesn't make sense. Live to fight another day. Sometimes it makes sense to, if you want to call it giving up, laying down, whatever. Sometimes that makes more sense than continuing to fight. I love warrior mentality, but these guys also have to think about, okay, if I keep fighting, is this going to cause me to, is there a possibility that if I don't stop now, that this could be my last fight? Whether it be that you're going to die or even just be injured to the point where you're going to be taken out for a year or two or permanently. These are all things that a fighter has to weigh. They don't have a whole lot of time. There's no timeouts in boxing. Only time there's timeouts in boxing is the referee. So they have but a little bit of time to make that decision. His hand was hurt. It is what it is. I don't think he's a quitter. I think he's just trying to play it smart. Live to fight another day. We'll see what he does in his return. He'll probably have to get surgery and be out for a little while anyways now. So, that's something that these guys should be striving to do, is self-preservation. But I'm not even this video isn't even about anything I just talked about. So I've gone ahead and read that Ortiz is saying that he was 70%. That the night he fought Maurice Hooker, he was 70%. I hate when boxers do that shit. I really do. I didn't like it when fucking Fury did it. I don't like it now that this guy, like Fury's case, he was like, I felt like I won the fight. I think he should have stopped there. That's perfectly fine if you feel like you won the fight. But then when you say shit like, well, I was only this much percent, that shit sounds weak to me. Like, let your fucking work speak for itself. That's why these guys need to be more active. If you fought and you really do feel like you were 70%, let's say you fight in 3 months, do what you can to be as close to 100% as possible. Okay? Then you fight that guy, and it's gonna make us think, I don't know what happened that day, but he may have not been 100%, because today he whooped this guy's ass and this guy is tougher, or whatever the case may be. If he were to fight Terrence Crawford and he were to knock him out in the 3rd round, then we'd be like, you know what, he was something was going on that night he fought Hooker, because he's a beast tonight. And I'm not saying that's what would happen. I would pick Crawford to beat him in that fight. But I'm just saying, if he were to fight somebody who is equal level or better, but he were to like stop them, earlier or whatever, then it's going to make us feel like, okay, you got to let your work speak for itself. But you know what it's, to me, this is what it feels like when these guys say stupid shit like this. When they're like, oh, I was only 60% that night. I didn't give it my all. You remember when we were kids, right? You play video games and then you lose, or it's close. You win, but it's close, and you're like, oh, I wasn't even trying. That shit sounds weak. That's what to me, it's like the equivalent to that. All right. And maybe I'm just being nitpicky or whatever. It's perfectly fine if that's how you feel. Everybody has their opinion. You're more than welcome to leave it in the description in the comments below, or you can make a response video. Just let me know and I'll check it out. I don't have a problem when people make response videos to me. But I'm just saying, for me, that shit just comes off as weak. And I actually really do like Ortiz. I like Ortiz a lot. Ever since the first time I seen him fight, I thought he was cool. I like him. I want him to do well. I wish the man nothing but success. You know, I hope that the Crawford fight somehow happens. Shout out to Black and Brown Boxing. Made a good point. Losing to Terrence Crawford wouldn't really hurt his career because of, you know, Terrence Crawford, 1, is undefeated, 2, is considered in the pound for pound top 3 by many. And a lot of people have him as number 1. Guy's been undisputed at 140. There's no shame in losing to him. So I hope the fight happens, and if he wins, then it's like, damn. If he loses, then it's like, well, you know what? That's Terrence Crawford. You know, that his career will go on. It shouldn't be tarnished. Of course, you're gonna have the haters, the guys who don't like Ortiz because they see him as a threat to Spence or Charlo or somebody that they nut hug for some reason, you know. But we can just disregard the haters. All right, I don't even pay attention to the haters, like the guys who just talk a whole bunch of shit. I might address the narrative. I don't really call anybody out by name because there's no need to do that. There really isn't. But yeah, I think this shit is weak. Like, you won. It wasn't a bad showing, but to me, it seems like you're just trying to make it seem like, oh, you know, I'm better than that. I just wasn't 100%. You know, it's just like, come on now. And that's the other thing. He could be selling himself short. What if he had a bad night? You know, what if on a good night he could have stopped Maurice Hooker, you know, in the 5th round? You know, he could be selling himself short, like saying that there's a 30% that wasn't there. What if there really was a 50% that wasn't there? What if there was a 60% that wasn't there? You know what I'm saying? Like, just let your actions speak for themselves. But if you don't fight enough, and I don't think Ortiz is really guilty of not fighting a lot, not at this point in his career. I'm just saying in general, a lot of these guys, they do that. They just don't fight enough, and then they're making excuses. Oh, I wasn't 100%. Oh, my shoulder was hurt. Oh, you know, I had a long layoff. Knowing that, you know, you could have you do have a little bit of a say so in how often you fight. I hope you know that. Like, I don't think your promoter is saying, oh, I only want you to, you know, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, to me, it makes more sense for them to, the more you fight, the more opportunity there is to make money. So it doesn't make sense to me why they would only have you fight once or twice a year. You know, to me, two times a year should be the bare minimum of how many times you fight per year. But anyways, back to Ortiz. Yeah, I really do like Ortiz a lot, but I've always been this way. This is nothing new where I like a boxer and they say some shit that I don't like and I don't address it, or I do address it, I should say. You know, this goes all the way back to when I first started my channel. When I first started my channel, I was high on Keith Thurman. I was really high on Keith Thurman. Guess what? The first fight that he had when I started my channel was when he fought Luis Collazo. And after the fight, he said that it didn't hurt. Bullshit. That body shot, it hurt. We could see that it hurt. You know, he didn't eat that shit like Pac-Man. He went running for the rest of the round and the whole next round. So we know that was bullshit, and I called him out on it. So this ain't nothing new. I could like a boxer and still criticize the shit that they do and the shit that they say. It's not nothing new to me, because I'm not in love with any of these guys. But there's other y'all know the channels. There's some channels out there who are in love with these guys for some weird, strange reason. These guys ain't paying your bills. If anything, you're paying their bills. in a lot of cases. Now, some people are getting super chats, and I'm not hating on that. And you know, in some way, they might feel indebted to these boxers because every time they do a live, they get a certain amount of money because the people in their comments section are either generous or they're saying everything that they want to hear, and they're like, yes, give us more of this echo chamber. Here's $5, here's $10, here's $20. I've seen super chats as much as I seen a super chat for $300 once. You know. And that's the thing. Like, anyways, I went way off topic, and this video is way longer than what I wanted it to be. But let me just say this, you know, I wish a lot of these boxers would stop saying stupid shit like this. Talk your shit. Don't get me wrong. I want to hear shit talk. Make it interesting. But to me, this doesn't make it interesting. This sounds like excuses. This sounds like, you know, you're trying to make yourself better than what you really are to the public. And I don't like that shit. I like for you to say, I like the calling out of Terrence Crawford. I want to hear, I'm going to beat Terrence Crawford's ass, even though I don't think he will. But I still want to hear it, though. I want to hear the confidence. These guys should have confidence. They should be feeling like they're the best guy in the world. There's nothing wrong with that. But the shit about, oh, well, I was only 70%. I was on, you know, and you know, last night I was abstinent the whole training camp, but I fucked up last night. My woman sucked my pee-pee. You know, I don't want to hear that. You know what I want to hear? The next guy is gonna get it worse than this guy did. That's what I want to hear. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. Everybody, peace out.
That's why I'm undefeated.